Mr. Beloff, how are you?
I'm great, Ben.
Oh
So good
man,
to see you
it's good to see
on this
you.
tropical morning.
Yes, the thing is, it can be minus 10 degrees, but if you're playing the ukulele, you feel all warm inside.
Right. You reach
Sure.
your inner Hawaii.
Keep telling ourselves that, right?
Right.
So, it's great having you be part of our 2026 Midwest Uke and Harmonica Camp. You were at the very first one in
Right.
2016.
Wow.
And this now is our 10th. We skipped 1 year, 2020. We had to skip. And then you were also in 2022, I think, when we did it in Holland at Hope College in Holland.
Yeah.
So this will be third time's a charm. Not that the first two weren't. And you'll be in Toledo with us, which will be great.
Yeah.
It's a super nice facility. We got a great, I don't know if you've looked at the lineup of who else is going to be there, but we've got a bunch of other Daniel and Heidi are going to be there, Danny Joy and Perry. Of course, we have our harmonica twins there, Sandy and Andy, or Andy and Sandy, depending who I'm talking to. And no, there's some others in there too, but Marnie Ward is going to be there. I don't know if you've had a chance to work with her yet. She's great. So anyway, we're pretty excited about it. And I guess I'm really excited the fact that, I always, whenever people ask me about you, I always go, well, Jim's like this guy that he was ukulele before everybody else seemed to be ukulele. Like before it was cool. I think it was early 90s. Is that when you got started?
Yeah, our first songbook was published in 1992.
Okay.
So yeah, there was a sort of a there was a subgroup of enthusiasts, so I wasn't the only one. But
Right.
I think we were pretty early out of the gate with materials
Absolutely.
for for what we didn't know then. It's pre-internet, so we didn't even really know how big the market was. I tell the story about how, you'd go to a music store in 1992 and, how, especially in old music stores, they would have those tab dividers, right? Banjo and
Right.
guitar and
Right.
mandolin. And then you get to, if there was a ukulele divider, it was empty. Or it would have a Mel Bay book with Mel in a suit and tie
Ooh,
from
yeah.
the 50s.
There you
So in
go.
other words, it was old school
Right.
stuff. There was
Yeah.
nothing new,
Yeah.
and so we just didn't know what was possible. But I had just fallen in love with this instrument, and we met a woman who taught us kind of the nuts and bolts of how to publish a songbook. Put us in touch with Hal Leonard. I was working for Billboard magazine at the time, so this was just a side project, a
Yeah.
fun one-off. I didn't expect that we'd do anything more and put out one songbook, which was a compilation of some of my favorite arrangements that I'd found in other out-of-print ukulele songbooks. So I didn't really arrange much. I just simply took these arrangements and thought, we should make these available again for the 14 other
Yeah, right.
ukulele players out there. And it did well enough that Hal Leonard said, you know what, why don't you do it did better than anyone thought. And so they said, why don't you do a how to play? We don't really have a current how to play.
Yeah.
And that did better than anyone thought.
Yeah.
And eventually one thing leads to another.
You were on to something there.
Right.
Yeah, the Jumpin' Jim's book. Those were like, there was like you doing that stuff, and then there was back in the day like Ukulele Mike doing his videos, and so many people just got started on all of this, and and then you just kept expanding the whole thing. The daily ukulele books. There's what, 4 of them now, including one's a baritone, and people just people in these youth groups are just like, well, we do the yellow book. Oh, we do the blue book, or if they're baritone players, they'll do the baritone one. Or, well, now our group's just going to use the purple book now for all our arrangements and all our songs. So it's like, it's just become one of these standards, in ukulele groups and gatherings. to use. And the last one, the Purple Book, was kind of interesting because you asked people in the ukulele community to suggest songs in there.
I literally could not have done it without going to the crowd to crowdsource it.
Right.
Yeah, Hal Leonard asked me, "Could you do a third volume?" And when they asked, I said, "I don't really think I can, but I'll try." And so I came up with, in all earnestness, I pored over existing songbooks to see what I felt would be appropriate. I came up with about 80 songs, and so I thought, this is not 365 unduplicated songs.
That's right.
So then my great brainstorm was to go to my Facebook page and say, all right, guys, if you want another...
Hold on, I lost my light here.
Oh, dear.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Hopefully it's not a loss
It's not a power outage.
Yes. Anything could happen.
Who knows?
But anyway, I went to our Facebook page and I said, guys, if you'd like a third daily ukulele, I'm going to need song suggestions. And I wrote, and anybody who gives me a song suggestion, even if I don't use it, I'll put your name in the book. And within, 3 weeks, I had over 400 song suggestions. And what was so remarkable was how 95% of them were right on the money. They were appropriate, and there were a lot that I'd never heard.
Right, a lot of newer songs that you might not have been exposed to.
Exactly, right. More contemporary that I was unfamiliar with.
Right.
And when I would check them out, I was like, oh yeah, this works.
That's cool.
So,
I think I recommended Rainbow by Casey Musgraves.
Oh, and I put it in. That's right, you did. I think, I remember that.
That's one of my favorite songs.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it really is. But no, like I said, they've just become these staples for any group. And then you wrote a concerto for the ukulele.
Two
of them. Oh, I was familiar with the You Can't Be Serious one.
Yep. Yeah, so I've written a second one. I even did an album of, called Two Ukulele Concertos. So you can hear them both on, all the usual places.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure people can pick up copies of all that stuff when you're at camp too.
Yeah.
So we'll have you teaching probably 4 workshops.
Great.
We have tried to always include baritone now because more and more people are asking about baritone, and it's not just enough to be baritone friendly. They want a dedicated baritone class. So we always have a separate baritone track, and you will teach from your baritone work or
I
book.
love it. My new album, which just came out, is of the 11 songs. I think I'm playing 7 of them on my Martin 50s Martin baritone, which I adore. And one of the songs, this is a great story. One of the songs I play on Lyle Ritz's Cutaway Gibson ukulele that he played on How About Uke in 1957.
Huh.
And
you were 2 years old then, right?
Yes, I was 2
Me
years
too.
old.
We're about the same age, so.
So, and his uke is tuned DGBE as well.
Yeah.
But Lyle was always a reentrant DGBE player. So high D.
I like reentrant baritone. It still gives it that ukulele pop.
Yes.
But
right.
I've been playing a lot more baritone lately. I've been playing a lot more guitar lately again too, which has been fun. It's
yes,
so much bigger.
It's heavy.
It's heavier. What the heck? But tell us quickly a little bit about your new CD, Mid-Century Modern, right?
Yeah, it's Mid-Century Modern, and I worked with the same people that I did the Wind and Sun, the one from 2020. And so I cut all the basic uke and vocal tracks here in Connecticut. And then when I lived in LA, I got to know some extraordinary studio musicians, one of whom was an amazing acoustic bass player. And so what I did was I sent him all these tracks, and then he knows all these A-list players on everything, and so we really built these tracks up, and it's the most produced album I've ever done, with horns and background vocals, strings. It's a very it's a very dense album, and I was channeling sort of my favorite albums from the late 50s to the late 60s. So there are a couple of tracks that may suggest 60s Bacharach.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and
Cool.
a track that was kind of inspired by the Seekers from Australia.
Yeah.
There's a fun song that is kind of like a Dave Frischberg tune called Avuncular, which is
Oh.
to be an uncle, which I am, but I love the word avuncular. And so I turned that into a jazz tune. And then a couple of more poignant songs as well. And the
Sure.
last song is A Ukulele and You, which has a great story. Before I left LA, before Lizzie and I left LA to move to Connecticut, I gave Bette Midler ukulele lessons, which was a
Wow.
trip, and it was successful. And she was sort of at that point where she said, I've tried guitar, I've tried piano, and none of them have really taken. And so here she is with this extraordinary voice, but she can't back herself up.
Right,
She
right.
cannot, right. She cannot accompany herself. When you think about that, for all of us, we take it for granted. We can play an instrument and sing.
Right.
She couldn't. So when she says to herself, I'm from Hawaii, which she grew up in Hawaii. So she said, I should learn how to play this. And so I gave her a few lessons, and then there was this wonderful interview she gave afterwards in Australia when she was on tour, where the interviewer says to her, so what do you imagine for your post-retirement? And she says, I'm learning to play the ukulele, and who knows, maybe I'm going to enter into my small combo phase, just me and a ukulele, and the hell with the rest of them.
There you go.
And so I thought, that suggested to me a song. And so that song, which I really wrote for her, was A Ukulele and You. And that closes the album.
And does she know you wrote this song for her?
Oh, yeah. I actually
Cool.
sang it. I backed her up a few years later in New York for a tribute to Ahmet Ertegun, who was the founder of her label Atlantic Records.
Yeah.
And so she brought me in to back her up on a version of Princess Papuli.
Oh.
And so when we were there, we rehearsed in her triplex, unbelievable apartment. And I then had a chance to say, I said, I wrote this song for you. And so yes, I played it for her. She sang along, and it was a hoot.
That's cool. That's awesome. Well, it's always great having you at camp, because not only do you have, you've got your instruction, you're always great in concert, and just hanging out. One of the nice things about a camp like this is you just get to spend some time just sitting in the lobby with some of the attendees, and you've got such a great wealth of knowledge and some great stories like that one to share. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great camp.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to it too, Ben.
Yeah. Well, it'd be good to get together again. I think last time I saw you was at the Nutmeg Festival a couple years ago in Connecticut.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're still hanging in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been tough for festivals of all kinds ever since COVID, trying to get that momentum back, and
right.
it's starting to happen. But it's great that we have, in the ukulele world anyway, we have such a great supportive community that loves to get together and share music together. It's great.
Absolutely.
We need it more than ever nowadays. So.
Yes. Amen to that.
All right. Well, we'll see you in May.
No, in July.
July. Sorry.
Yes.
I do too many festivals. I'm thinking of the wrong one. July.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'll see you in May. I might see you in May somewhere. I don't know. Who knows?
And
But yes, July.
A little warmer.
July 10th through 12th in Toledo, Ohio.
Yes, July 10th through 12th. I will reiterate that, in Toledo, Ohio. Be there or be square.
There you go.
And hopefully it won't be minus temperatures.
It'll probably be like 120 or something. It'll be the other extreme. All right, Jim. It's great talking to you.
Take care, Ben.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.